And the other one I really wanted to touch on is defensiveness. What about this? I didn't hear anyone mention this. I'm thinking more about in a relationship. I ask my partner for something. Sometimes I get a defensive response because they're taking it as an attack or an affront that they haven't been doing something and they're doing something wrong. And I met with defensiveness, and that can take me off of, I didn't know, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it that way. But I see that actually somewhat commonly. Someone immediately makes an assumption, I guess is where it starts, that they're not asking for something. They're trying to tell me I've been wrong. I've been doing something wrong. That's the only reason they're asking. And then defensiveness. Well, I would do that, but I can't because this. Yeah, what do you think about defensiveness as a reaction to receiving a request? Have you seen that?
Thanks for bringing it up, because actually we're you and I are meeting later in the week to talk about some things. For those who don't know, we hold space for each other for things that we have going on in our lives, and what a great support resource to collaborate in that way with each other. That's actually something that's been coming up for for me, is this defensiveness around my partner asks for support in some way, right? Maybe it's needing to hear something from me regularly, or support in this one capacity. And I receive that as, I have a hard time not hearing, well, you're not doing enough. I need you to do more. And it's like, well, I'm doing all of these. I can list all of these things that I do that are supportive. And of course, I'm quite good at communicating. And so I'm going to be able to, articulate very clearly all the things that I do and how I'm checking the box. And yet at the same time, they're saying, well, I still need this. Like, all these things you're saying are great. Yes, you do support me in this way. Yes, that's supportive. Those are all great love languages, but this is the one I'm not hearing, or at least not hearing enough. I'd like to hear it more. And it's really difficult for me to not hear, like, well, you're not doing enough. You need to do even more than you're doing. And when I feel like I'm maybe at my capacity for support, I'm doing everything that I can, and I'm devoting the amount of hours that I'm available to devote to supporting my partner, because there's only so many hours and I have to devote hours to different things. When I feel like I'm giving everything I can to that person and they're asking for more, I get very defensive and feel very almost like defeated. Like, I guess I just can't make you happy. I guess I can't do enough to satisfy you or fill your cup. And I get very defensive and almost like pick apart the request. Thanks for bringing that part up. What about you, Dawson?
That was a really good shout out, because I didn't think about that, but it's a really good one because it definitely happens. Like, I've had the same experience as you, Ian, where something will get brought up and immediately it's like I going into defense mode instead of just listening. Like, oh, clearly they wouldn't bring this up if it wasn't something that they were wanting, but instead, oh, I gotta defend myself here and explain what why it's wrong.